What is up, Fin fans? So again, quick video, no intro. I'm gonna get to one of your guys' comments of the day though. I wrote one down, being that I'm recording this on my phone. I can't really look at it on my phone. But today the Dolphins practiced for the first time since their bye. Some news and notes I wanted to get to you as soon as possible. I was actually waiting for the Adam Gase press conference before I made this video, but it seems like it's taken forever and I want to get you guys this info as soon as possible. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna break down the thing you guys want to know the most. You're dying for this one. I'm gonna break down it last. So I'm gonna go in reverse order. Kenyon Drake, red jersey, which means no contact. He had hurt shoulder. He's going to play against the Colts. He's probably just banged up, and they just don't want him to get any more injured because we don't need any more injuries on this goddamn team. Holy crap. Devontae Parker, Bubble Wraps McGee, red jersey because of his AC joint injury. They're saying that it's most likely he's going to play on Sunday, but of course he's wearing his red jersey because he's banged up and because he's hurt. So, yeah, there's that. Tunsil and Juwan James both practice fully. Both should be good for Sunday's game. Both should be healthy for Sunday's game, which is huge and what we definitely need. A little side note. You guys have realized, I think if they said the last 9 games, Laremy Tunsil has not given up a sack. And that's huge. Laremy Tunsil, I think, is one of the unsung heroes of this team. You just saw what happened in the Bengals game when he got injured and got knocked out. We lost. Give 2 touchdowns given up on offense because of sacks and fumbles and all that shit. So Laremy Tunsil is very important to this team. Just wanted to throw that out at you. Bryce Butler, the new wide receiver. He's wearing number 14, Jarvis Landry. What does that mean? Nothing. I just thought it was funny, so I thought I'd throw it at you. I can't speak, and I can't edit this out. So now you get to see me raw and uncut. And also the lighting and everything where I am looks really crap, so I look really pale. And my beard is crazy. You guys like my beard? Thumbs up if you like my beard. Then finally, the last thing I want to talk about before I get to the big news is Bobby McCain he practiced today with his helmet on, so it seems like he's at the very ass end of concussion protocol, which means he will be playing on Sunday. Will they do what they did against the Packers, where they had him play more of a slot and then kept putting Mika in safety, or vice versa, or what are they going to do? I noticed that the run defense has been better when Mika was more on the line of scrimmage because he's a very sure tackler. We'll see what happens. And then finally, the thing you guys want to talk about is how my day is going. It's going well. Thank you for asking. I got a little bit of a stomach ache. I think it's something I ate. I have acid reflux. No? You didn't? You want to talk about... Oh, fine. Then we'll talk about Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill practiced today. But, Doug, did he throw? I don't know. He threw. He was making all of his throws. They had him throwing for 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards. They had him throwing long distances. They had him throwing. Now, obviously, he's going to be rusty. He hasn't thrown or hasn't done much in about, 5-6 weeks. So he is rusty, but they were saying that his mobility and the movement and his throwing motion is good. It is where it used to be. The velocity isn't 100%, but they're saying it's around 80 to 90%, which is good. And Omar Kelly kept saying that the way Tannehill's throwing now and the way he looks now and the way he looks not 100% is still way better than Brock Osweiler. So it's a pretty good thing that Ryan Tannehill is out there throwing deep passes, throwing all the passes, which is a very good sign. I'm not saying anything. I gotta find some wood. I'm not saying anything, but it is a very good sign for Sunday. I dropped my paper, so you guys are going to come down with me to pick my paper up, and then you're going to come back with me. The fun of doing this one shot, not editing. You get to see all the mistakes. So that is what happened today at practice, first practice since the bye week. A bunch of players are back, Tunsil, James, Tannehill, Bobby McCain, a bunch of players are back. I haven't heard anything from Branch, but I'm pretty sure he's fine. He's going to play. Cameron Wake got his rest. Hopefully Robert Quinn can do more. this Colts offensive line is playing ridiculously good. They have that one guard who's just knocking people over. So it's not going to be an easy win, but, you know, just thought I'd get you guys this news as soon as possible. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about Tannehill throwing deep passes, throwing in general. Comment below. Let me know what you think about all these players back. First day of practice since the bye. Speaking of comments, let's get to one of you guys' comments of the day. This one comes from Snow Monster 420. I think he asked me a question before that I liked a lot and I picked, so I'm picking this one. But it's just a very good question. It's something I wanted to talk about. He asked me, Doug, why do you think Gase has a hard time with third down and red zone offense? And do you think we will draft a quarterback in the first round? So, will we draft a quarterback in the first round? It depends if one falls to us, and it also depends if the quarterback fits the system and is good enough. Now, a lot of you guys are telling me Herbert, and a lot of you guys are showing me quarterbacks, which I'm going to do my due diligence. Right now, the season's still going, and the Dolphins are still in the playoff hunt, so I haven't looked at quarterbacks. I haven't done that stuff. But when the season's over, I'm going to start looking at all the quarterbacks you guys are telling me. But as of right now, I'm hearing this draft isn't good when it comes to quarterbacks. So I would prefer them to focus more on the D-line and the O-line and linebackers and corners and wide receivers, because that's what we need. A lot of that might be addressed in free agency. I'm also going to do another video about that in the off season, because we can save up about $50 million in cap and not cutting star players. So there's a lot that I got planned for the off season, but right now it's the season. We're still in the playoff hunt, and we still have a very good chance of making the playoffs if Ryan Tannehill plays at 100%, the offensive line plays at 100%, and this defensive line can stop the run. And to the first part of your question, you know, what's going on with Gase and his, you know, what do you think Gase, why do you think Gase has a hard time with third down and red zone offense? I honestly think it's a combination of things. I'm going to give percentages for you guys right now. I think about 15% of the reason why Gase has such a hard time with red zone and third downs is himself. I think he gets in his own head and he tries to outsmart the other team and ends up outsmarting himself. That's what I think is about 15% of the reason why third downs and red zones aren't working. The other 75 to 80%, I think, which the math might add up, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's execution, guys. I think he calls the plays, and the plays look great. There's been times where I've watched the plays, and I've seen players wide open running down the field that it's for a touchdown. Or I've seen players drop passes that could be first downs, or drop passes that could be touchdowns. I've seen quarterbacks not read the routes. Brock Osweiler. I've seen offensive lines just give up that one block to give the quarterback enough time to give a sack. I've seen all of these things happening that can cause the red zone and the third downs to just completely fall apart and diminish. If you look at the Packers game, right, we were in the red zone how many friggin' times? I blame it all on Brock Osweiler. Look at the fumble. This, of course, snap over his head. Could happen to anybody. But like his reads are bad and his throwing motion, and it's just, I blame Gase. Like I said before, I'm not blaming Gase. He gets about 15 to 20% of the blame, but everything else has to do with execution. It's the same thing on the defense. These defensive tackles aren't taking on two blocks. These defensive tackles are getting one-on-one block to the ground. All of a sudden, they have another offensive lineman going out blocking a linebacker. We got McMillan or McDonald hitting the wrong gaps, leaving, you know. So these coaches can call the perfect plays, but if the team doesn't execute, then whose fault is it? But then also you can say, well, then why aren't you coaching them to execute? But, you know, but you get what I'm saying, guys? So thank you, Snowman, for the question. I really appreciate it. That's pretty much what I got for you today. Tomorrow is the picks with my dad. We're going to be recording that today. So if anything more comes out of today, I'll talk about it before the picks video for tomorrow, especially when it comes to Adam Gase's press conference, because, again, while I'm recording this, he hasn't done it yet. But follow me on Twitter if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet. I can't put the thing below me because this is a one-shotter. So follow me on Twitter. It's at DouglieDoWrong if you don't know already. I've been tweeting out, talking to you guys, watching the Monday night game, how crazy that was yesterday, how it broke my heart. We haven't scored a touchdown in 9 quarters, and they put up over 105 points. Come on. Follow my second channel. A lot of you guys, one of you guys commented to follow my second channel that you love it. So if you do follow my second channel, I'm going out and buying the packaging I need to send out the wristbands, because I know a bunch of you guys have subscribed, so I need to send out a bunch of wristbands. Let me know. Let me know if you subscribed, and I'll send you guys your wristbands. I'm telling you it's going to happen soon. But if you haven't, go out, check it. If you like it, subscribe. If not, that's cool. Just check it out. See what you think. Give this video a thumbs up, because Tannehill is back. He's practicing. He's throwing. This team is back. They're practicing. Hopefully this bye recharged their battery. Hopefully this bye recharged the offense and defensive coordinators' mindset on what they have to change and what they have to do. Maybe this is what we needed. If you remember, it's been about 2 years since the Dolphins had a bye, so we don't know what this bye is going to do. Last time the Dolphins had a bye, they did really well afterwards. So we'll see what happens. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Talk about the Dolphins. Love them. They're my team. Talk about football in general. Tomorrow we'll be doing our picks, so you get to see what we think of the other teams and the other games. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. This team's not over. There's 6 games left. Fins up.